Let's talk about AOC.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
You have been getting attacked
Yes.
because you're basically defending her.
I am not okay.
Ish.
Well, let's not spread fake news.
Why don't you explain your predicament?
My predicament is this, and I started with this. I actually started talking about this before all this nonsense blew up, and it was just happenstance. Okay. Now I saw the very first thing I saw was AOC doing a live stream, and I the reason I heard about this live stream is I started seeing people mocking her for talking about being sexually assaulted. Now, for me, as someone who's been through that, that's not cool, man. You can hate AOC to kingdom come.
Whoa. Sexually assaulted. I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. So this is when I first learned of this live stream. Was like she was on this. She does these live streams where she speaks like without a script, and apparently that's one of the things she talked about. And when I heard that, and I saw people like what I was seeing was people going, "Oh my god, I can't believe that AOC is talking about this." And they were making. I was like, "Whoa!" Like that's way across the line of something that I'm comfortable for making fun of someone about. And this had actually been a topic that I was thinking about anyway, because I don't think that the right handles these issues very well at all. And it was just a completely separate conversation. So what I was saying is, listen, there are like 8,000 good reasons to attack and rag on AOC. I am in favor of most of those reasons. This one though, that's not cool.
Hold on, wait a minute. Cool. Hold on. I have a few things to say here.
Okay.
Number one, she's a liar. She lied about this stuff. She lied about the timing. She lied about being, Ted Cruz. The timing, they were allowed back into the building before any of this stuff went down. So that's what we're finding out today. Hold on, I'm not done. Okay. One of my best friends in high school had a girl lie about him raping her. He went to prison for 2 years before she said the guilt came and got her. And she said, look, I was just mad at him for breaking up with me. He never did anything like that. And they let him out. He lost 2 years of his life because a woman lied about sexual assault. Okay, so I have personal experience knowing that women can lie about this and have. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Okay, that's ruined. Took 2 years of one of my friends' lives. He's such an amazing guy. He's got an amazing family now, a killer life right now. I'm really proud of the way that he, didn't let that get him down. But I've seen that. And now I've seen her lying about this stuff today. I'm not making fun of her. Okay. No. I'm not making fun of her. I'm telling you, how am I supposed to believe that?
Because just because someone lies does not mean they're lying about that. And I absolutely believe that AOC has unresolved trauma that she's dealing with, because she's crazy. Like, let's not get it twisted. AOC is crazy, but I'm going to tell you
So you're calling her crazy also?
Wait,
but then also... Go ahead. Okay.
I'm going to tell you this. I was raped about 15 years ago.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. I held it in for months. That's okay. That's okay. Like, I'm not saying this for people to feel sorry for me, but I didn't report it because I didn't think anyone would believe it. I held it inside for months. When I finally said something, because I had to, I couldn't keep it in any longer. The very first response I got is, Carlin, we don't believe you. We think you're being emotionally manipulative. That was the very first response that I got. And my issue with how this, I have advocated for men who are falsely accused. I think that's horrible. I am not like that. That is one of the worst things that can happen. But to be someone who has gone through that, and to have had that experience of people saying, I don't believe you. I only had one person believe me.
Wow.
When that happened. One. And so nothing ever happened to him. And I had to live with that, and I had to deal with that. And here's my point. We don't know. We don't know if something really did happen to her. And I will attack AOC for almost anything. I will not attack her for that. I won't. There are too many other good things. And here's the thing. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
Finish up. Well, I just want to say, I thought she was manipulative already. I'm telling you right now, I haven't heard anything. I didn't know anything about her sexual assault at all. Okay. And I could tell you before I even knew, I look at her and I say, she's manipulating her followers. She's using literally everything.
Maybe.
She's victimizing herself and shoving it down the throats of her followers. I believe that already from what I've seen of who AOC is. So when I see that capability in someone, especially someone with millions of followers where she's very flamboyantly victim, a victim, and she uses it constantly and weaponizes it to manipulate. So then, I mean, when did she come out with this? When did she like finally say this stuff?
But where?
When did she? When did she finally bring this up? The sexual assault
the other day. But
so within the past week.
But that doesn't mean it's not true, Adam. That doesn't mean it's not true. And again,
okay,
rag on AOC.
I'm not ragging on her for that sexual assault at all. I'm not trying to say that
I don't think you are.
It didn't happen. I'm telling you how look at the timing of what's going on. All right. I already told you that I've seen women lie and get people that I really appreciated, like a good friend of mine who is an amazing person. Someone viciously attacked his character and threw it and got him thrown in prison. And that's not someone on a big, huge stage. Now she's deleting her tweets because she's going back and backpedaling. And this happened on the 6th. All right. Now she was super blatant and adamant. And now within the last week, now she's going to drop that. I'm not saying that it's true or not, but what is a fact is she's using it to manipulate her people.
She might very well be, Adam.
You didn't tell people that you were raped because you wanted to manipulate people, all right, and have more power over a situation. All right.
They thought I did.
Okay.
They thought I did.
All right. And I mean,
and they didn't know. And here's the thing. And I completely understand ragging on AOC for lying. That is perfectly acceptable. I completely understand ragging on AOC for any number of issues. But what happens when people bring this stuff up is that it makes it harder for women to come forward. This is not just about AOC on this specific niche issue for me, because what I've seen over and over and over again is people talking about how women lie. Average women don't come forward because of this crap. And I'm sorry, like, as a woman that didn't come forward for months after it happened to me, I regret that all the time, but I didn't think anyone would believe me, and I turned out to be completely 100% correct because of the women lies thing. So am I going to go after her for this when I think I absolutely 100% believe with how AOC acts, she has unresolved trauma. I don't know where that trauma comes from, but she has a personality disorder, dude. Like, she has a personality disorder that causes her to act this way. I am 100% sure of it. There is no doubt in my mind. Now, does that excuse the lying and the nonsense and the whine? No, she's an elected representative to Congress. She should act like a goddamn adult. She should go to therapy and deal with the situation. But do I believe that there is unresolved trauma there? 100%. And I think that the things that we should not be making fun of people for or ragging on them for are sexual assault and unresolved trauma. Like almost anything else is fair game. I personally will not do that. And if anyone else wants to cross that line, and I see people calling me nice names in the chat right now, you do you, man. You make your decision. I'm a psychologist in real life. I care about mental health. I care about people's mental well-being. I'm not crossing that line. And I think back to when Donald Trump got COVID and the left was like, oh my God, Trump's going to die. Trump's going to die. And they were celebrating it. And we were all like, what the hell are you doing? You're wishing death upon someone? Like, are you hearing yourself right now? Like, to me, this is no different. To see the right or anyone who is going after AOC for these issues, again, go after her for lying. Don't care. Go after her for all the issues that she screws up on. Go after her for staging a photo shoot. Go after her for being a drama queen. Go after her for all these things. I'm not going after her.
No. I'm going after her because she's using being a victim to manipulate the masses that are following her. She's not.
But that doesn't mean. But
it's still a fact. It's still a fact,
Adam,
though.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Mean it didn't happen.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying I don't necessarily disbelieve her or believe her or not. That's irrelevant. The timing of her coming out with it is perfectly poised to distract from the fact that she actually did lie about this
I think it's a distraction,
thing.
All right. I know it is. It's a distraction. This is an epic distraction. This is the thing that is going to distract the entire right.
Look, I want to just say, I mean, I've had Eliza on my show, and I'm pushing to get her to have a podcast because being assaulted, being trafficked, being, thrown into slavery, modern day slavery, it's like I'm fighting against this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't like any sort of sexual abuse, sexual assault. Any of this is terrible. We need to end it. And I'm trying to bring it out there. So when you have people that are throwing so much doubt, or how do I even sum this up? If a woman is actually being assaulted, and let's say Tara Reid, for example, like they throw her under the bus. They don't talk about her at all because it's against the narrative. But when you have someone like AOC who comes out and says something right in the middle of basically her being, blasted for lying and manipulating people, and then she drops that, it's like, look, regardless of if it happened or not, okay, I'm not trying to put that aside. Let's say it did happen. All right. And she was assaulted. Okay. That sucks. That's terrible. She should be able to talk about it. But throwing it out there right now in this environment, when it's very clearly manipulating people, like
AOC is emotionally manipulative. This is not new information. This is actually why I really don't care about this. This is not new information. I knew AOC was lying. Everyone knew AOC was lying. AOC opens her mouth and she lies. Like this is completely predictable. I didn't even think she was in the Capitol. Like it boggled my mind that this was new information because I knew her offices weren't in the Capitol. None of their offices are in the Capitol. They're in buildings surrounding the Capitol.
None of them.
I did not know that this was like a surprise to anyone. And so like I just don't understand why all of a sudden the right, first of all, is allowing themselves to be distracted from actual issues. And here's the other point I'll make about this.
Hold on, but you're saying that you're sitting here saying that she lies. Yeah. But then also,
I also think that
how dare we think that she could be lying about, what she said.
She might be. She might very well be, but I don't know either way. And I am not going to make the base assumption that she is. I'm just not going to do it because I think that there is ample evidence to me as someone who, again, is an actual psychologist, that she does have unresolved trauma. Like, to me, this is obvious. People don't act as insane as AOC acts when they don't have unresolved trauma. And just because she was not in actual danger, and I don't think she was not in actual danger, but that doesn't matter if she was crazy enough to convince herself that she was in actual danger, because that's the way the trauma works. This is not the answer that people like, but this is the answer that it is.
Okay,
so,
well, if that's the case,
focus in.
I was just going to say, if that's the case and she's that unhinged, she should not be in a position of making laws for our country. Period.
Probably not. But the voters elected her. Like, her constituents elected her. Did they make a stupid choice? Of course they did. They had a great option that was primarying AOC this time around. They could have made a different choice. And that's the way our system works. Our system allows us to elect the wrong people. We elect a lot of the wrong people, and it is the way it is. Does it suck? Yes. But you know what? I'm going to go back to this. I am not going to rag on someone for something related to what potentially could be a very real sexual assault when I'm witnessing someone who obviously has a personality disorder from unresolved trauma. I'm not going to do it. And everyone else can do it till they want. I don't care. And people can rag on me in the chat and call me fat and call me the B word and call me all these things all they want. I don't care. I'm not going to cross that line. Oh yeah, they are. They're being horrible.
Don't pay attention to chat. Come on, chat.
No. Because this is what happens. And again, my point is broader. We need to start creating an environment where women feel safe to come forward. I'm sorry. I agree with that. Every single time I talk about issues related to sexual assault and rape, you know what the very first thing people say, Adam, is, Carlin, can we interest you in a list of people who have been falsely accused? Now, I have a great deal of sympathy for people who've been falsely accused, but I also have a great deal of sympathy for people who've actually been goddamn assaulted.
Okay. I gotta just say, a lot of people in my chat are just saying literally no one has called you any of these things.
I've actually seen it. I've seen it. I've been watching. There's a whole stream of it. So they can lie all they want. I don't really care. You can go back and check it later. But whatever.
I'm seeing trustworthy names of people that are solid.
Adam, I saw it. And that's fine. Okay. People can call me names and rag on me all they like.
Well, why do you care? Why are you even looking at chat and caring? Like, people have...
Because it's like right in front of me, man. It's right in front. You look at chat too. Don't rag on me for you. Look at chat too.
And do you think I care if people call me names? Like,
oh, I don't care if people call me names. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that as soon as I started, it was like you start off, it's like Carlin's back great, and then Carlin's a horrible person and all this shit. Like whatever. Oops, sorry, I swore. But no, here's the broader point I want to make though, is that like, does it even matter that she's lying? Why are we focusing all of our energy and attention on this?
Because she was caught lying. That's why.
She lies all the time.
I know. So now we're catching her blatantly lying, and then she goes,
Adam,
well, I'm a survivor. And it's like, well, why are you going to throw that out right now? That's what I was saying about timing.
Yeah, but I have never once said, don't rag on AOC for lying. I just don't think it's going to make a difference.
That's what I've been ragging on her for.
Well, but I didn't say that you were attacking her over the sexual assault thing. I don't care.
I didn't even know about it.
I have said 8,000 times from Sunday that I don't care if you attack AOC on actual things. I just don't think this is actually going to make a difference. So what, she's lying. You know what the Democrats are doing? They're having this whole little event in Congress where people are going to get up and tell their harrowing stories of what happened to them on January 6th. You know who the featured speaker of that is? AOC.
Yeah, Democrats, and you know what's even worse is she's telling her followers that we need to shut all these people down that are spreading lies about me. We need to censor them all. And it's like,
yes, which brings me to my next point. So the Democrats are going to cover for AOC. The media is going to cover for AOC. We know she's going to experience no ramifications for lying at all, other than we're going to complain about for a couple of days. And you know what's happening when we're complaining about it for a couple of days? What? People are getting completely distracted from issues that actually matter. Do you know right now there is a faction on the progressive left, on the populist left, that is attacking AOC, that hate AOC, that want AOC, that call AOC a fraud every single day. You know what they're attacking her for?
What?
Supporting tech censorship. That email that she sent out last night, encouraging her followers to go and do that. That's what the populist left is attacking her for. They're attacking her for issues that, frankly, I think we can all agree with. So if I have to choose between two factions right now, and I see the right is like crazy about AOC lying when there's going to be no ramifications of that in any real way, and I see that the left is saying, you know what, AOC is a fraud and she's promoting tech censorship. They're looking sensible to me right now. I'm like, I would much rather argue the case.
I think they're right. I think she's a fraud.
Yeah, I do too.
Period.
But they're arguing based on issues. I would like people to argue. There are. If you cannot find a good, compelling reason to criticize AOC, I'm sorry, you're not trying very hard. So let's focus on good, compelling reasons that actually might result in something. That's my position.